GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
So, Fatman.
Hey, it's Pennsylvania Fats. Get it right.
Who the fuck are you? Wait a sec. Where the fuck is Fatman?
He's not here. I can check the fridge if you want me to.
Well, at least we have Pennsylvania Fats on.
Cheers.
Well, let's just talk about Revolution on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is Pennsylvania Fats.
And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. So apparently Fatman could not be with us today. So we have Mr. Pennsylvania Fats himself. Chip Willett is with us.
How's it going, guys?
And as always, the man that loves
to try to gig before the podcast.
I was going to say that too. The man who loves to gig, even on a podcast. Ryan Williams is with us today.
Hey-o, and might I add, it's about time after months of him being a dickhead to you, that you chopped his fucking ass up and put him in a freezer.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Sounds about right.
And as you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful guest. I will give it to him to introduce himself because he does it way better than I do it. Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy CHam. You already know you can't spell champion without it. I am 1/4 of all of that being Push Start Podcast, to be continued, and the Marksman Wrestling Podcast. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. I'm very, very glad you're here. We love...
Real quick before we start, what did you really do with Sleazy?
What's that?
What did you really do with Fatman, I mean?
You're asking way too many questions.
What did you really do with
We might have to kill you.
We can't say that on the podcast. This is only an R-rated podcast, man.
All right, fine. All right.
We can't
say what we did to him because we got till Saturday before this airs for anybody hears this.
Yeah, that's true.
You can always cut it out. No one will know.
No one will know.
Cut it out.
Yeah. Oh, God. I think that's what happened to Fatman. Wink.
And trim the fat a little.
Oh my goodness. Let's get right into AEW Revolution. We normally don't usually talk about the pre-show. Who actually watched the pre-show?
Oh, I did. Definitely watched.
3 out of 4 of you? You fuck. First of all, 2 of you motherfuckers raising your hand on a fucking podcast. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Always just to pop you do I do things on camera, and then nobody else can see
No
it.
one else
Oh,
can
I
see
love
it.
doing it.
It's for you.
Okay.
You have to understand, I'm used to my podcast being live in video, so
Go fuck yourself. You are Pennsylvania Fats. I don't want to hear it.
I'll open the floor on the pre-show saying that 6-man on the pre-show was deadly, and the other 2 matches were like they happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 6-man was fantastic. Hook's match was fucking Hook's match. Like, what did you expect? And
Yeah.
I don't know what it is between Layla Hirsch and Chris Statlander, but get them away from each other, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chip, do you have
think
any?
I think just in general, there's I think what they're trying to do with the situation with Statlander and Layla Hirsch is there's such a severe lack of female star power in general in AEW. So they're clamoring to develop a new star as quickly as possible. But the problem is Statlander can't talk on the mic. She could wrestle her ass off. And Layla Hirsch, she could talk a little bit, but she's still a little bit
barely
stiff.
see over the mic.
Yeah, she's a little bit stiff still too. So it's like.
So what you're saying is a midget and an alien can't get over in AEW? Because I feel that's ridiculous.
Essentially. But this is the thing, though. I feel like Chris Statlander is extremely over, but I don't think that she has the ability to carry her character right now to where it could possibly be. Because she should be a superstar. She just really is just like allergic to the mic.
That's fair, yeah.
If she gets a little bit of mic skills and a little bit of presence, like Chris
Without giving
Statlander
her a
could be a star.
mouthpiece. Without giving her a mouthpiece.
I'm available.
Who's there? Who do they have?
Hey, give her the Taz.
That's not a bad idea. But she's face though. She's always face.
Now AEW don't care about faces and heels.
Yeah, the Young Bucks flip flop every week. So it's
During
like
the match season.
They flip flop worse than Big Show.
yeah, they're bad. You're absolutely right. They don't really care about heel and face.
The reality is that if you had Chuck Taylor speaking for her the entire time, she'd be over like Rover.
That's true. Chuck Taylor is great. Chucky T is great on the mic.
About that. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
He's annoyingly good.
Yeah. Well, he's
Annoyingly good.
It is. It's just like when that dude grabs the mic, you can tell he knows where he's going with it already before it even comes out. Like he just has that control.
And me being an actor by trade, that is really awesome to see.
Yeah, definitely. He needs more shine, in my opinion.
I feel like Fatman's not here, so I'm going to have to take some of the digs. You're not an actor if I paid you $20 to jerk me off on camera.
In true fashion.
I had to get one real dickhead one in, that's all. I just wanted one.
I'm not so sure he
we're
wouldn't
off the
say
rails
that.
already.
No, this was off the rails 10 minutes before we started. What the fuck are you talking about?
You give me the wrong fucking room.
Oh man.
Let's quickly talk before we actually start on the main roster, main show matches.
Well, let me ask our guest a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a huge AEW fan. I follow it not as much as one of our fellow people do, Brandon. But Hook, what is the all?
What's the mystique behind him?
Yeah, I watched his match against QT Marshall. It was good. He the way he is playing his character reminds me of an Orange Cassidy light.
I think the allure of Hook is all in being a fan of his from the outset. If you weren't there for all the subtle stuff that like Hook was presenting in the background when he was just a fixture, when people of Team Taz were speaking, and he would just have his little minor quips here and there. And then what really made people pay attention to him was when like CM Punk and other people started like literally dropping his name in fucking promos. I think all of that combined together is like an amalgamation of like, it's almost like if you're watching a series on TV and you get to episode, you start with episode 1 and then they go into season 2. Say you watched season 2 and never watched any of season 1. How would you really like care about the show? You're not going to have anything that draws you to the show. So if you weren't there for all his little side shenanigans, I can understand why Hook is not over for you. Like I tell people all the time, it's like Hook is an acquired taste. He's not for everybody. Like, and he's not for a casual wrestling fan either. Like, not saying that you're a casual, but like casual wrestling fans mostly don't like Hook, and I get why. I totally get why. Because like it was all in the build for him. If you weren't there for the build, you're not going to care.
I watched the build, and I do understand what you're saying. When I saw his ability in the ring, they made him look like a next wrestling god. And
now, in my opinion, I feel like he's way over. Like right at this point, I think he's run its course. I think they're still trying to hammer a nail that's already in the pavement. So it's like, I think the crowd is starting to get stale on him. They're a little bit fatigued with Hook, and I'm right with
that.
So good, because once it's hard to sour an AEW crowd, especially on stuff that they've created. So when they sour on Hook, I'd fucking drill it even more. Because you want a legitimate, like somebody that is universally hated and still go, drill it and go and go.
And I honestly think that's what they're going to do. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
You know what I see? Him destroying Adam Page in 30 seconds. That would be like right there, just deep. Or even better,
that's intriguing.
Have him like destroy somebody that the fans love, but is a heel, like Adam Cole, baby.
Oh yeah,
just give him the fucking FTW title already.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one that hasn't held it, I think.
Yeah, right.
You might as well just give it to him. But one thing I do want to compliment Taz on as an announcer, his ability to remain unbiased even when members of his team are in the match. He still calls it pretty fair down the middle. And I got to give him a compliment for that.
He always has.
Yeah, unlike
I'm so glad to see Taz back in his being Taz kind of role and no one's trying to taper him back. Like, I love Taz being Taz.
Yeah, but I mean,
there's aces and eights, Taz.
Yeah, right? Right? God, a deep cut. I love it.
Oh, my.
I just want to see him come out with a black towel over his head again.
Yeah.
In the suit.
Just suit.
Yeah.
Jerk
just
off
one time, just for nostalgia purposes. Exactly. Bring it back one time.
So weren't we talking about All Japan? No, wait, that was just the opening match of AEW was an All Japan match, right?
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Hey, you leave my fucking federation out of it.
Oh man.
Let's touch quickly on the Eric Redbeard. Do you see him being a full-time member of the roster, or do you think this was just a one-off?
I see him being a full-time member. I don't see any reason for him not to be, especially with the way that they presented it. I think if he was just going to be a one-off, I don't think his entrance would have been as like in your face as it was.
Like,
it was kind of funny
being on Rampage. Like, you could have. I guess what you're saying there. Like, they did a couple of things over those couple of days that's not a one-off thing for him.
Yeah, I was watching Rampage and they weren't watching on Friday night, and I was like, when did fucking Eric end up on? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, he's
when did
right
Eric Redbeard debut in AEW? The 30 seconds ago when you told us.
I was super hyped too. It made sense as well. I knew that he was leading up to it, just the way he was talking. I was like, something's about to happen. Someone's coming out. Who is it?
Well, they had to cover for Phoenix not being
for
there.
Phoenix for sure. Yeah,
but
that was great coverage, in my opinion.
Yeah, you always book up, I guess.
Unpopular opinion.
Put your fucking hand down.
Can Red Bear just murder -1 and just go super heel?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I could totally see that.
I am
-1
Hubert, this is for you.
Great.
No joke. I am waiting for the day that -1 eats a clothesline. Somewhere. It's going to happen. It's not going to be for like 5, 6, 7 years.
So what? Is Hornswoggle coming back?
No. When he gets old enough to actually take a bumper.
Wait till puberty kicks in on this kid and he shoots up.
Yeah, he's going to be a giant child.
Yeah, because Huber was what,
6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah.
Legit, he was 6'4".
Yeah, that makes sense. They're probably hyping him.
We're talking about work height, Sleazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was 6'8". Okay.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Fuck giving him the Charles Barkley treatment.
Yeah, well. So let's get ready. Wow.
Yeah, round mound, baby.
That's terrible.
Speaking of terrible, Eddie Kingston.
Oh yeah, who cares about that match?
Versus Chris Jericho.
That match was dog shit.
I disagree with that.
I can't wait to hear why.
What was the payoff of that? Chris Jericho looks great again. He looks in shape again. That's great, but that's about it.
Yeah, but where the fuck did those abs come from?
Yeah, I was like, what?
He hit that DDP yoga extremely hard.
Dude.
Took a couple lines of coke and just went straight through it. The whole
days on DDP.
Both DVDs.
DDP on LSD.
DDP on PED.
There it is. Bingo.
I didn't say that. I didn't hear that.
I love, as you heard earlier, I love NJPWs. I love the hard hitting. I love where they just haul off and beat the shit out of each other. And this has been building for a while. I'm glad to see that Jericho didn't shake his hand at the end of the match. It kept the heel Jericho going, which I fucking love. I've loved it ever since it was in WCW. And it's only grown since then. Yeah. So the right guy, the right. What'd you do, Ryan? What the point that no one can see? Oh, there we go. The right kid died. I agree. I'm wondering if this is gonna. So I do a podcast on as well called the Best Darn Sports Show Period 2,
Plug.
and we don't normally cover plug shameless. We don't normally cover the pay per views because I am also part of this show, so I save my out my
Opinion.
opinion and reviews for this show. But Fatman was on my show the other night, so we discussed this. And it just seems like to me the whole pay per view had a lot of 50-50 bookings going on. This is one of them, just to lead it off. Because you know that Kingston isn't going to go quietly into the night, especially with Jericho snubbing him like that.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3 star. Sorry, by the way.
I just felt like I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't interested during the lead up. I wasn't interested in any way in this feud during the build. And this is someone who loves Chris Jericho. Like, I'm a diehard Chris Jericho fan. But
it came out of nowhere too. It's what it seems like to me.
I don't like that. I hate when a feud just happens out of nowhere. I hate that.
We need a feud. Boom, here it is.
I don't want to be RKO'd by a feud. I want to be wine and dined. I want to be walked down the aisle slowly. Like, I want my robe taken off.
Seduced.
That's the kind of booking
there you go.
Like, I don't.
Well,
I don't,
because that's with that type of booking, you get that's the type of the continuity and it grasps your attention. And then with AEW only having 4 pay-per-views a year, this is a perfect way to build and build and build.
Precisely.
Compared to WWE that has one every fucking 20 minutes.
Precisely.
It seems like.
I felt like this was a hugely missed opportunity to go somewhere else, more groundbreaking with this story, but they didn't do that. They just were like, all right, let's Kings Road each other for like fucking 20 minutes and then let's get out of here.
It is crazy because the tag team, I'm sorry, I forget their name because they've had so many tag team names.
What?
Anyway, yeah, but they were there. They introduced them to drive that fork in between them, and then they left, and they left them with nothing. They're like, hey, here's a script, fucking improv it. That's exactly what it seemed like to me. I mean, Jericho's normally the king of promo, and Eddie Kingston's amazing on the mic. And
they should have brought Cesaro in there. They should have brought Claudio Castagnoli in there to fuck with Eddie Kingston.
Okay, I've seen. Is that a legit heat?
I think it is. I think it's legit.
What
and even if it's not, they talk mad trash. Well, Eddie Kingston talks mad trash to him on Twitter. So, like, the marks are like on that. They're sniffing that up. They're eating that up.
Except they've been close for years.
Was that what you thing, or if it was just the boys or buddies and like you?
I don't know. I can't tell. I really can't tell.
Okay, so first and foremost, they work together in Chikara, so they obviously are close enough to work together.
But God damn it, Chikara.
But they would have been close like 8 to 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Well, here's the thing about Kingston, and
he's a grudge holder.
He is definitely a grudge holder, and he has a sense of, how should I put this without pissing him off?
Since he listens to our show,
there's a line that's very blurred with him.
Mm-hmm. That's what I love about him, the mystique. You can never tell if he's like
he's
phoning it in, or is this part of
both ways.
Yeah, you never 100%. When you meet him in person and you talk to him, even in the locker room, you're not really sure if he's still working you or not.
Yeah,
and it's very strange.
New York City for you. New York City for you.
It is. It is, and a lot of guys have always been kind of off-put by Kingston because of it.
Let me ask you a question though. With Kingston. Is he still living in the time of kayfabe?
No,
I think so, to a degree.
He knows kayfabe's dead. He just don't want us drowning it in piss. That was his promo, remember?
yeah.
I mean, I just think I followed Kingston for a while, and I've seen good Kingstons that have caught my attention, but none has caught my attention like the Kingstons in AEW right now. I've been a diehard fan since he came to AEW, and since he had those matches with Omega and other people, it's just like I'm a sucker for a no nonsense fuck you, Ryan. A no nonsense. I don't put up with shit. I've been to New York. I love New York City. and I love the fucking attitude in New York City. And it's basically what you would see in fucking New York City. You go to a bar to watch a hockey game. I'm a Cavs fan. I go to a Rangers bar to watch.
You're
a
sitting
Cavs
right next
game.
to an Eddie Kingston.
You're fucking right.
Mm-hmm.
They're from Red Hook, Brooklyn. They're from Queens. They're from all over the borough. And like, I'm part of the New York City Cavs club, and I'll go to New York City to watch the game. And it's weird to see Cavs fans with that attitude as well. But where I'm going with this is that attitude is exactly what New York City is based on, and that's what they live by. They're no nonsense motherfuckers right there.
Yeah.
And Taz is the original version of Kingston, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Man, imagine if Taz was the height of Hook now. He probably would have actually got a better push in WWE.
Yeah. It's so sad. Taz was phenomenal.
He was
ECW Taz.
He carried that company for years.
Yeah. That entire feud with him and Sabu for an entire year. And it's just amazing. And how sad, his career got cut short because of the neck injury. And he really wasn't used all that much in WWE.
That's true. Imagine WWE utilizing someone to their maximum potential.
Well, they do, but
Yeah, one
If
out
you're
of every
Roman Reigns
99.
and Triple H.
If Triple H touched you with the love, then maybe.
Show me on the mark, doll, where Triple H hit you with the golden shovel.
And we're canceled again. The brass ring is a cock ring.
I'll bring us back. I didn't hate the match.
Thank you.
I didn't. Eddie Kingston should have won. Jericho didn't need it. I like the fact that since then they've announced that they're going to have a segment on Dynamite, which is going to further their storyline. So, and no, AEW doesn't have fucking 20 a pay-per-view every 20 minutes, but they have a cocksucking TV special event every 15 minutes. So, like, it's the same thing. You're still building regardless of what they're doing with all the other shows.
Yeah.
I'd say hopefully this feud will end with Santana and Ortiz joining with Eddie Kingston, and then Jericho can fuck off for a bit.
So it's St. Patrick's Showdown was this past Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, right. Tonight, like, fuck, it's another TV special.
There you go. Done.
I was trying, goddammit.
God damn.
Confirmed.
Next match, triple threat tag team match. It was the champions Jurassic Express sans a particular stunt.
Dildo dong sucker.
I was going to say a boy and his dinosaur, but whatever. And then his dick, but the dick's gone.
Without the batteries.
Versus Red Dragon using their Red Dragon theme, which, you know,
Love it.
will always pop me. Versus
I bet it will.
the greatest tag team in the world, according to Dave Meltzer, the Young Bucks.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
First off, let me get this one out of the way. I hope you step on the Lego.
I said allegedly.
Let's just. I like the match. I mean, well, one thing that just AEW does in general is tag team matches. They do that far better than WWE does. But one thing I didn't like about the match was like all the false finishes at the end. It was like,
Oh my god.
there was a lot. It was just
Like 5
like
minutes, it was like 2 minutes too long.
there was a lot. I was like, okay, all right, guys, this shit's like getting a little crazy now. Like, let's bring it home, boys. I know someone's tired. I know someone's gassed. Like, let's bring this shit home.
When you're in the second match and have already used too many false finishes for the entire show.
Bro, it was a lot. I was like, even for them, like, it was a lot. It's like, all right.
It fucks me up because your tag champs look like the third most important team in this match.
Yeah,
This is true.
that was my problem with it.
Because I love finding shit out on Reddit that points out cool stuff. I enjoy it. So since they've won the tag belts, they've not had a match on Dynamite.
Really?
They've had matches on Rampage. They've had matches on Dark. Jungle Express have not had a match on Dynamite since winning the tag belts on Dynamite.
No shit. Seriously.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Get those belts off Luke Perry's son and the dinosaur.
Well, the biggest problem is the dinosaur. Because I think Luke Perry could be a legit single star. But
Jack Perry?
You mean Jack Perry?
whatever his name
You
is.
messed up by saying his dad's name.
Luke Perry is watching.
He's
him up
there
close.
in spirit.
Yeah,
Literally. From
Legit.
hopefully.
You know what solves the dinosaur issue? A fucking comet.
Wow.
he is. Max Moon.
Max Moon. No. Chris Stratlander. That's what solves Luchasaurus. There it is. There it is.
Mhm.
We've hit the wrong
Conundrum
conundrum.
solved.
Lander and Luchasaurus.
Oh my God. My biggest problem with the match, other than the fact that it made Jurassic Express
Look weak.
look weak, was the fact
Until
it
the
made
end.
it made me feel like that Red Dragon actually fell into the same spot that FTR did. So that they're going to be the hot new tag team signing that's going to work with the Young Bucks for a little bit, and then
bye.
they're going to be
Into under the
shuffled.
rug.
Yeah, they're going to be shuffled into Dark and Elevation for a while.
I can see that. That especially with Jeff Hardy debuting tonight.
Spoiler. Oh, by the way,
Wednesday, but okay.
Technically, this is before Rampage tapes, but after it airs, so it's a prediction.
the prediction. Yeah, technically.
It's a foreshadow right here we got going on here.
Oh man.
Spoilers
sources-
abound.
His sources has told him this, and he was just meant to say prediction.
Take two.
Okay, your sources are not catty, okay?
Oh man.
I enjoyed the match. I mean, granted, it went too long. There were too many false finishes.
Man, that was weird.
But the right kid died, and my wife loves Jack Perry, so she was like enthralled by this match. And that I love that finisher of the Jurassic Express. It is so awesome.
Don't get me wrong, that boy can work. He's a worker.
Oh,
He's an earner.
he can.
For sure.
But man, for him to be able to pick someone up that the dinosaur throws is impressive.
Yeah.
But it was too long of a match, and the false finishes almost. As much as I enjoyed the match at the beginning, the false finishes almost took away from it at the end.
I want to point out that we're talking about it like it's too long. The match was 18 minutes.
It felt like it. Damn.
Yeah.
There was so much. They crammed so many spots in 18 minutes. It felt like 30 minutes.
That's
not
kind of
like
my
to throw a
issue.
bunch of spots in a little amount of time. Oh.
It was approximately the same time as a 6-man tag.
Penta Obscura and my boys was doing work though.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it was.
It's just that's always
It was a
ever been
different
my issue
vibe.
with Young
That was a
Bucks.
different vibe.
So would you have switched the two matches?
As far
that
as
you could
placement
put
on the
title-
card, placement on the card.
Not that you can sit there and put a championship match in the pre-show.
Why
But-
not?
No,
I mean, they could have made that be the first match. That could have been the first match instead of Kingston and Jericho.
That would work
That
because
would have been much better. You had your card open with your hot three-way
Mhm.
tag match, and then
Yep.
That's how
Jericho
it's
and
supposed to start
are
anyways.
going to take it down a notch.
Yeah,
Cool down.
cool little cool down before the heat comes back.
I used to love wrestling in the cool down match. It was great because you go out, you murder somebody. It didn't matter if they hated you or liked you. You just left. Like, it was great.
Mhm. See ya, no harm, no foul. We're out of here. Let's take it home, boys.
5 minutes of garbage. Okay, we'll be back after these messages. Face of the Revolution ladder match. This was Keith Lee versus Orange Cassidy versus Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow.
Yes, finally.
My boy Ricky Starks, I love him every time he walks up on Keith Lee. Hey there, big buddy. Ricky Starks gets me every time.
And don't forget the man that outworks everyone on
That
Dark.
That hot young upstart Christian Cage.
Yep.
Still working out there.
Hey, he's outworking everyone, damn it.
I love when
MVP in this
fucking
match was fucking Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy's a goat. He's so good. He just knows how to grab a crowd by the balls and just like, I'm gonna hold you there until I'm ready.
Fucking when Keith Lee threw him too, I was like, oh my god.
Keith Lee is an impressive human being.
Yes, no doubt about that. None.
Boy, the WWE missed the mark on him so bad.
Imagine WWE not missing the mark on a superstar.
Wow.
I just love how Christian was sitting there against the ropes and Keith Lee sitting there. Well, you can't see, but he was like all buffed up. And Christian's like, oh, fuck, my bad. And then Keith Lee just picked him up and just launched him.
Dude, I think they did a really good job of building this match pretty much for Wardlow, though. Like, this match, I felt like weeks ago Wardlow was going to win this match.
This whole show, like between this and the match later on, has been the Wardlow payoff that we've been wanting for so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it didn't happen in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Really? It didn't happen in this match.
No, it happened. It happened when we knew what was going to happen. We just didn't know when it was going to happen, and the way they did it was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Phenomenal storytelling.
See, my only, and I'm not nitpicky about much, is the fact that Wardlow won this ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
I knew MJF wasn't going to win then, and I was like,
It kind of spoiled it for you?
Because MJF should, spoiler alert, MJF should not have fucking lost that match. I thought that Wardlow screwing him out of the world title instead of something screwing at the TNT title probably would have been a bigger storyline. But that was just my personal preference. Now they're going this way. Cool, it's still going to happen, but boys, you probably could have did it this way and it would have been a little bit main eventy. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. They could have elevated it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But this could be a long story. This could not pay off at the next.
I can see this dragging out for another few months.
Exactly, September. Double or Nothing, all out September. All out in September.
See,
Double or Nothing is in May.
So in my mind, we'll say September, MJF would win the world title there.
So November,
the pay-per-view after Wardlow accidentally screws him over, like because of the pay-per-view thing. Yeah, I just feel like now it's going to be Wardlow's either going to win the TNT title or MJF's going to screw him, like kickstart it that way. And I think has been so good, it deserves the world title for all the homegrown stuff that AEW likes to promote. This should be what your world title is. You're big. Everybody's clamoring for this.
But will they 50-50 book it?
I just want to point out something. When you said that, Ryan, it reminded me of this interesting fact. Currently, as it stands, every single champion and every single number one contender are homegrown talent. It took them 3 years now to hit it. Like I said, again, to me, it was just, there was that moment that you could have made that fucking money, because I think MJF is money and he should be world champion. Oh, absolutely.
He definitely is.
There is no doubt in my mind that man will be world champion in AEW and probably in WWE as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I will admit it. So when watching the promo on the Go Home show, Dynamite, when he fucking looked at CM Punk and said, "I am the devil," I literally got goosebumps and a boner at the same time. I mean, I'm like, this motherfucker blows my goddamn mind. I mean, hey, he's great on the mic, always has been since I've seen him, and I'm a big guy for promos. So when I saw him and CM Punk going into a feud, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a fucking coronary. This is gonna be so goddamn good. And it was everything I wanted it to be. And honestly, as much of a fan I am of CM Punk and his ability on the mic, when MJF said, "I am the devil," I was like, fuck it. I will throw all my money to it. I will throw a goddamn chair. I will fucking murder somebody for that. That was the payoff I wanted going into the pay-per-view, because that brought back the demon that's inside of CM Punk that makes him go to that place. And when you talk about demons and depression, it brings out the evil in you. And to see that on not in everyday life, but to see it performed on stage in a ring, I'm just like, oh god, this is going to be outstanding.
Ryan, yeah, it definitely was.
Ryan definitely wants us.
It's funny how CM Punk added to this ladder match we were fucking talking
about.
Hey, I had to
That's
bring
his
it back
ability,
in.
though.
I
His
had to
storytelling
jump back.
ability is just transcendent. He knows this is one thing that made CM Punk, and that's why he was right. If you, in hindsight, CM Punk was right all along. It's always since the dawn of time, Wrestling 101. If the top guy is putting asses in the seats, everybody down below is benefiting. It's trickle down economics. And CM Punk, since he's every company he's been in, all the way back in Ring of Honor, he's always been great at being a top draw, and other people benefit as a result. And he always thinks about the full card whenever he goes into his storytelling and things like that. He's not just thinking about what's his position to play in the show. He wants to see how he can get all these other moving parts in action as well. And that just shows his leadership role. And I'm so glad that he's in AEW right now, because they wouldn't have an element like that. It would just be a bunch of fucking dead end stories.
Bunch of Ring of Honor wash-ups.
Yeah, it's like this is the shakeup that they needed. I'm glad that he didn't want to come in and be thrust immediately into the world title picture, because that wasn't necessary. He's doing an excellent job at elevating talent that was already at a high level. They just didn't get that moment to be like, oh shoot, like they can handle some sort of press and pressure and like be in front of that big moment and still succeed. And I think CM Punk has done that for a lot of people already in the short time that he's been in there, especially MJF.
Oh, MJF is 100% his biggest benefactor of the Punk being there.
He's fucking huge right now. He's white hot.
Yeah. And I think, to MJF's credit, because he's still so young, especially in the business, it's mind-blowing how good he is. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. This kid, what was he, like 25?
24,
yeah,
25.
26, I believe.
Dude,
He might be
young, just still so young in the business, and the level he understands psychology.
So let's talk.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about literally how Ryan pointed out perfectly. We sat there and went from talking that goddamn ladder match to MJF. I mean, he literally just wrote this part of the show, and that was fucking amazing.
He essentially did.
Well, here's the small problem with that. No one else benefited in the ladder match.
Well,
I
everyone
can't believe
still went over. Everyone had their moments. No one looked shit in the ladder match. Everyone looked good.
And it actually it looks like it could have caused a little rip between Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
I mean,
which would be really good.
Look good. Christian didn't look bad, but like when I think back to the match, there's nothing that Christian did that pops out immediately.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Christian's the one that's the sore thumb sticking out. He really just was like, he was the veteran ladder guy, and they were like, hey, let's put him in there and make sure shit goes right.
Right?
And
Really?
honestly, that's probably why he was put in there.
He probably did anchor the match because of that.
Yeah.
So
he made sure everyone was safe.
Yeah. So I'm not going to shit on anybody in the match. I don't think it did. I don't think it made anyone terrible, but I don't think it did anybody. It only was there to make Wardlow step above.
That's why I said, like, 2 weeks ago, I felt like this match was literally for Wardlow. Like, as soon as they announced it, I was like, Wardlow's winning this.
Yeah.
If anything, the only other person that looked really good in this ladder match would have been Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah. And I would agree with that.
Yeah, Hobbs.
So could this set up a three-way match between Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and Keith Lee?
I would love to see that.
I would love to see it, but I don't think they would do that yet. I think they're going to build a little bit on the divide. I think they're going to build a little bit more on the divide before, if something like that happens, they're not just going to make it like instant. I think they're going to build a little bit on it so they can resent each other on screen a little bit, so we can start catching it.
Which is smart.
Yeah, I could see that happening though. For sure.
I just need to see Team Taz collide and Hook to take it all.
Absolutely, it's a long time coming. It's going to happen, and I think when it does, it has to be in a way that none of us are expecting. Especially, I think Taz has to have some involvement in it. I think it has to have something to do with him turning on people in the crew. I would love to see.
I say he turns on people and goes with Keith Lee.
Ooh.
He took a big investment in Keith Lee when he was in that match, commentary wise.
I'd replace Ricky Starks with Keith Lee in Team Taz, because Ricky doesn't need a mouthpiece and can still be a cocky piece of shit, right?
That's true. Ricky can talk. That boy can talk. This is true. I like that. I like that idea.
Keith
Lee needs a mouthpiece. Absolutely.
We need more meat.
Powerhouse House and Keith Lee is a tag team.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's your
What?
next tag team champions right there.
There is no babyface apparel there.
What? Oh my God, that's dominance. Who's gonna compete with that?
The Young Bucks will bury them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Fine.
Super kick party. Immediately, like
You know.
70 false finishes later, Young Bucks.
You mean he kicked out of 3 tombstones? Nah.
Well, who's next? Jade and Tay?
Yep.
Do we have to?
The TBS championship, Jade Cargill, who's the champion, versus
Hey, Sleazy,
what's that?
we didn't give star ratings. Me and you have really been slacking.
Fuck it.
It's
We're
a
just
freestyle
talking.
episode.
At this point, we're just talking because you don't want to hear my rating for the next match.
Just trying to keep on our normal pace and what we normally do.
Yeah, Pennsylvania Facts up there is trying to keep an actual show.
Yeah, well, guess what, Fats? It's not happening.
Fair enough. Next match, let's go.
Cargill versus my favorite Brazilian woman, Tay Conti,
Understandably so.
with -1. Technically in a will they, won't they situation going on there.
This was originally supposed to be on the pre-show, and how it got thrown to the main card.
When?
When I was reading
was this?
everything about the card, it said this was on the pre-show.
According to your sources, right? Who was your source? Was it Fat Man before he died?
It was the blue internet. That was his
When
source.
have I ever fucking followed Fat Man's advice?
Fair.
Exactly. No, it was like on multiple sources. Ringside News, Wikipedia had it. And I was
Holy
like, okay.
shit. Fucking Wikipedia. Holy goddamn, Chip. How the
First
fuck
off,
did you get that?
Don't start with your hate on Wikipedia. 98% of the time, they're right.
Well, guess what?
you.
2% of the time they're wrong,
This time they were
and this
wrong.
was one of them.
A B, cool little fact that came out of this match. Ty Conti was the first woman to compete for all 3 different women's singles titles that have been used on AEW television.
Nice.
And she's won how many?
-1.
She should have won this one.
I absolutely agree with Christian. 100%.
I've been saying for like a month now that Ty Conti was going to be the one to take the belt off Jade Cargill, and I'm so pissed that it didn't happen.
And I'm a huge MMA fan here, so I love her ability to go.
Mhm.
I mean, her jiu-jitsu and her taekwondo, what she can do is great, and she showed flashes of it. And yes, I really thought she was going to get the strap off of Jade.
I must compliment Jade though, performance-wise. She looked a lot better. She looked a lot better than she usually does.
But she still looked like shit.
She still
Looked like shit.
She
Yeah.
still looked like shiny shit this time.
She looked
No.
okay. Ready? She looked green.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh,
It was
not,
green shit.
not gray. She looked green. This
No,
time.
she's
Yeah.
green. She's green.
Yeah, it
Green.
wasn't bad. I was just glad to see her doing some actual different moves.
Me and Fat Man talked about this. It's like
Well, training class went really well that week. See, like
who's greener, Nia Jax or Jay Cargill?
Jade Cargill's cleaner than Nia Jax.
She might be cleaner.
not cleaner.
Oh, greener? Oh yeah. Nia Jax is terrible.
She's just bad.
She ruins people. Like she ruins people's careers.
She killed
Yeah.
Kyrie. Don't you fucking.
She's green no more. She's just terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, she's bad.
How dare you bring that up? Poor Kyrie's gone because of her.
Yeah, she ruins people. Oh man. But yeah, that match was
Happened.
you know what
happened.
Death.
That match
You know
happened.
what everyone's talking about.
But here's the reality of it is that I think Tay will take the title off her. I just don't think it's
It's just not today.
not
This time.
I think it's the
It'll be It'll be
rematch
Wednesday. Fuck. It'll be
Maybe.
Wednesday. Fuck.
in their next special event.
Maybe.
Premium television event.
Could be
Oh
worse.
my god.
Since we already talked about it, let's talk about it again. Dog collar match.
The
Ron
real
Kid
main
Dog.
event.
The real main event.
Yes. Why this?
Agreed.
I get putting your world champion on last. Why the fuck did this not main event?
You know. Because they got to push Adam Page. He's the guy. He's the guy right now.
He's the man.
Well, they all, yeah.
But we're gonna leave my disdain for Adam Page on another on another show.
Or you can just do it in a matter of 20 minutes.
We will be talking about Adam Page.
If this is why you're not hating on Adam Page, I'll just believe in box shirts for $10.
No, that shirt's sweet, and you know
Wait a
what?
minute, time out.
My
Box shirt
disdain
for
for Adam
$10.
Page will come out. It will come out later.
40.
I think this match will be the standard for the rest of this year. And if you want to say a match was match of the year, it's this match that you have to beat now. And even though I personally think that MJF should have won, I really do. It just would have been so much better for the world title, I think. That doesn't take away from how fucking amazing this feud has been, how great this match has been. Yeah. Every little single thing, like the Ring of Honor entrance for Punk, and
that was amazing. That was amazing.
All of it has just been this perfect little coagulated fucking feud. And wrestling is good and wrestling is bad, but when wrestling is great, it's fucking amazing. And this is one of those instances that everything was just stars.
Yeah, this joint hit on all cylinders.
So would this be the best AEW match so far?
Yes.
No, I would still say Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega is the best match that they've had.
That's really fucking good too.
Time limit draw.
I'll say this, and this is going to be a controversial opinion, I'm sure.
Oh, here we go.
I consider this one of CM Punk's top 5 matches he's ever done.
Oh, I can agree with that.
How is that controversial?
Mainly because there are a lot of great matches he had in Ring of Honor that would be up to this level.
Nothing evoked the emotion that this one did. This is probably the most emotional match he's ever been a part of from a storyline standpoint.
I would 100%
even more
agree.
Emotional than him and John's feud.
Yeah. I think the big thing to take away out of all of this is that you have made an absolute superstar with MJF. Yes. Okay, this was the match that put him over. Like over.
If there was any doubt in your mind about MJF, gone. It has to be gone. It has to be gone, or I don't know what the fuck's wrong with your eyes.
Right.
What you have to take from this match is Wardlow is a piece of shit.
He's also a star.
Fuck that guy.
We've only won it for 8 months.
His ring was right there. Like, he felt it. He's a dickhead. Like, it's bullshit.
They've been foreshadowing for this, though, because a couple weeks ago, Wardlow was getting attacked, and Sean Spears turned around, and he didn't do anything to help. So this was just like
bingo.
This is
you had 2 payoffs by the Wardlow situation. You had 2 payoffs. Mm-hmm. You had the payoff that now he can do things on his own by him winning the ladder match, and you have the payoff that he finally is leaving MJF's shadow and doing his own fucking thing. You say, "You know what? Fuck you. Here's your goddamn ring. CM Punk, knock him the hell out." I do agree, because the Sean Spears did turn on him basically, and he's like, "Well, you know, fuck you."
Yeah.
And then how MJF, and originally Wardlow was on roll with it. Didn't have a problem being the second. But then, out of nowhere, Wardlow sort of, "Did you really just fucking say that to me?" And then when the faces of the Jericho feud with MJF, which is good as well, that's when you start to see Wardlow start to be like, okay, I see how this is going to be. And from there, I see Wardlow grow from that Jericho feud to now. That growth has been exponential.
Yeah,
it's been like mind blowing in how well that what he was given, he ran with and made it gold.
Here's my problem, and I'm gonna be very clear on this. This is not a shot at Wardlow. Okay.
Your problem is you love bad bitches.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't sound like a problem to me.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good problem to have.
I'm married one, right? Yeah. No. Anyway.
So did I.
No. My problem is that MJF is at this elite level, right?
Yeah.
Can you go any higher?
Ha ha ha. No, my problem is that do we have an Alex Riley problem?
How so?
Where the huge payoff in the Alex Riley Miz feud was Alex finally turning on him, getting out there. He's now on his own, and yeah, this is it. And they had this huge blow-off match, and it was great, and Alex overcame the odds, blah, 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 and he's amazing. And he was at the feeding line 6 months later.
I'll tell you the difference. That's Alex Riley. Who gives a fuck about Alex Riley? No one. Whoever gave a fuck about Alex Riley.
I was going to say it was WWE, but okay.
Who gave a fuck about Alex Riley? No one. These are two polarizing figures in MJF and CM Punk that everyone cares about, that cares about wrestling.
My suggestion is that we're looking at it back with 2020 hindsight. At the time, he was getting pops. He was getting big pops.
I mean, getting pops doesn't
getting
make you a star, though. Getting pops doesn't make you a star.
No, that's my other thing.
And Miz is also uninteresting, but yeah, that's, you know. Uninteresting. So,
that man is a certified Hall of Famer, and I absolutely...
he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but he's still uninteresting. Hulk Hogan is a Hall of Famer.
Oh, don't you even get me started on Hulk Hogan.
I got to be Fatman here. I fucking want to shake your hand right now and buy you a beer.
We were cool. We were cool. You leave Mr. Hogan alone. We were fun. We were friends. We were getting along real fucking well.
Then I had to bring up Hogan. Okay, let's just act like that never happened. Let's retract that.
Okay.
Please, you can go ahead and do that. You can delete the whole 5-minute scenario.
Nope. Right, this is all getting left in.
He said, no, they're going to know your disdain for Hogan.
Every drop. Every drop.
Oh, man.
You won't be a Hall of Famer like me if you didn't listen to this.
So,
Thunder Rosa, though.
Thunder Rosa, though.
Here's another match where the wrong kid fucking died.
Yeah?
You're not wrong there. You are not wrong there.
Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa with Rebel, not Reba, not whoever.
This is just like the false finishes for me. It gets to a point where interference is too much. And there was too much interference. Like, come on.
Every fucking move.
She taps.
Like, it's too much.
She gets pinned, and both times Rebel comes in and saves her.
It's too much, bro.
After the first time, as a ref, why aren't you throwing them out?
Yeah, they should have been done. Too much. It was too much.
It is a standing joke on this show about how not great refs are, but...
Not great.
I was being nice.
If you're in AEW, you need to learn how to count to 3. And you need to learn how to understand what tapping out means. That's easy.
Can I do another plug on this? Because
yes.
Batman had a lot to say on this one.
Oh, God.
So, of
course he did.
Christian, also, if you like podcasts, I do a sports podcast. It's called The Best Darn Sports Show, period, too. And Fatman,
plug.
We were talking about, shameless plug, we were talking about the AEW Revolution pay-per-view, and he had a lot to say on the reffing in this pay-per-view. A lot.
Shock of shocks. Fatman's pissed about.
But a lot of it was very fucking accurate as well.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
AW refs.
I disagree with whatever he had to say because I know Fatman well enough to know that he's full of shit.
Fatman might have had a point, but I bet you he just rambled on like an idiot.
The best part is he's going to listen to this after the fact, and I'm going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get kicked off the show after tonight, by the way.
But yeah, so in all honesty, though, I had 2 problems with the match. Number 1, Thunder Rosa not winning. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
No.
Number 2, damn it, D-Lo. Really? A tombstone after a tombstone? God damn it. Talk!
I don't know what's going on with this.
So, MJF and Punk did a tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
The very next match, tombstone happened.
This match was... it was a match.
It was a match.
It was a match.
It was a match on a pay-per-view.
It was a match. I didn't want to see this match because I personally am not a fan of Thunder Rosa. But it's not her fault. it's at the fault of AEW having literally no stars as far as females are concerned. So until they push somebody further to be like literally a star besides Britt Baker and Jade Cargill, it's going to be a struggle for me to have any interest in any of the other females that they're trying to push in front of me.
Well,
Like Ty Conti is finally getting to that point in my head, like where they're finally pushing her up a little bit higher to that echelon where these two are. But I don't know. They got to do much more with developing the female talent.
they're trying kind of, but in the same breath, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest female star on their roster right now? Okay,
In terms of how they promoted, Britt Baker.
but who's the biggest star that's actually on their roster?
Karshida.
Ruby Soho.
Oh shit! I forgot
Nobody
about
even
her.
knows she exists because she got fed to Britt, and then she probably got
And then
fed to
She got
Jade.
ate by Jade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, she should have been the first TBS champion.
100%
That was,
agree.
that was obvious.
And they
But,
they couldn't do it because it made
Jade
AEW
look
look
weak.
like not
Yeah.
not only that, there was this sense that there was a racial overtone of it, if you remember at the at the end of
show
it.
it Big Swole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you.
That happened
I got what
right
you're saying.
before that
I got what
match
you're
happened.
saying. Oh yeah, you're right. I got what you're saying. Okay.
So-
that
Now
makes
something happened with Michael Hayes, and then Matt Hardy won the world heavyweight title. You know,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Okay, well that makes sense, but that sucks.
But it made
sucks.
where is she?
Yeah. Where the hell's Ruby Soho been? She hasn't
I
even been on
totally
TV.
forgot
She hasn't been on
she was
Dark or
on
Elevation,
Dark. She's been on Dark.
Right.
like,
dude.
Watch
but
the product.
that's the fault of AEW. Let's get a new toy. Oh, look, there's another new toy. The old toy goes back there. Like,
Right.
and it just happens. It's just Ruby Soho was such a long ago new toy. There hasn't been any female new toys since because nobody thinks about Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah. There's a
Let's forget
ton.
about her too.
There's a ton of great AEW women's talent there. Sheeta's one. As much as a lot of people like to shit on Rio, she's amazing too. There's a
Oh, yes,
ton
she
of
is.
there's a ton of people on the indies that are still very talented superstars. Technically, you can make plays for some really big talent. They're still out there.
Yeah.
Roxy is a fucking star in the making. And if she doesn't get picked up by WWE, AEW should do their best to grab her. And there's a lot.
I don't know what they're doing with their women's roster. It's just I don't know.
I don't get it. And this is coming from a
I like
promotion.
Impact's women's roster better than AEW's.
And whose fault is that?
Yeah, it's
Tony Khan.
Kenny Omega too. I'm pointing the finger specifically at Kenny Omega because Kenny made it very clear that the women and the men were going to be presented at the same level, and that's absolutely not been happening.
yeah, he's
Not at all.
So it is what it is, I guess. But at this point, I'm wondering who's next. Who's going to get fed to Britt?
Exactly what's going to be next is in 2 weeks at fucking Steel Cage Match-O-Rama in Thunder Rosa's hometown. Thunder Rosa's beating Britt Baker in the Steel Cage match to combat all the outside interference while still managing to have outside interference in the Steel Cage match.
And Jamie Hayter is going to do something to mess up their friendship, so her and Britt Baker are going to feud.
Thank you. I was trying to remember her name.
So even losing the title, she can be still the most important piece on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
American Dragon, Bryan Danielson
Lovely.
versus Mr. Wild Thing,
Lovely. What a lovely match.
John Moxley. Who cared? Who cared the
I
most
did.
about this?
I definitely care because I'm a Bryan Danielson mark, first and
I'm
foremost.
a John Moxley mark.
And I just love matches with this pace.
The kicks were fucking amazing. The
Yeah, the-
hard punching.
See, this-
NJPW is written all over this.
This is why I didn't like the Chris Jericho and your boy match, because everything that was done in that match was done in this match, but better.
What he fucking said just now.
Literally everything that was done in the Kingston Jericho match was done in this match, but 10 times better. And they had an undertone of storyline. They actually had a fucking storyline that people cared about. So
Which fucking Fatman hated. I loved it. Fatman hated it.
Fatman's an idiot. Okay, let's start with that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I don't know. There is not a lot to hate about this match. That's all I can say.
Fatman was like, they should have let the Steven Regal or the William Regal. Sorry, went way back.
That was great.
Let the William Regal payoff to Dynamite. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
What? That was perfect.
This was like, I saw a meme the next night that made this perfect. Your father comes home from work. You and your brother have been fighting all day. He goes, smacks one, and the other brother laughs, and he goes and smacks the other guy and tells him to shake hands. That was fucking glorious. AEW nailed it with this match. This was my match of the night.
Agreed.
Possibly match of the year. Take that, Ryan.
Wow.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far.
This was my match of the night for sure. But like I said, I'm a little biased, so don't count my opinion. I'm biased towards Bryan Danielson. So
we're wrestling journalists. Don't count anything.
That's true. That's true.
Well done, Chip.
Well
I thoroughly enjoyed this match until the finish, and the only reason I didn't like the finish is because we got the shitty camera angle that actually saw his shoulder off.
That's true.
So, funny thing about that, I bet you they bring that up.
Well, AEW has learned that they kind of got to bring this stuff up because their fan base, the majority of us, because I'll say us, are going to grill the fuck out of them for little stuff
we're gonna
like
be
that.
on Twitter on
Choose better camera angles, goddammit.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you do it as an intentional reason why it happened, it makes more sense that Danielson was so pissed at Bryce.
Okay.
Because
I can see that.
He wasn't originally fighting Moxley. He pushed Bryce first.
True.
The finish, okay, so the finish, I was like, okay, my not problem, but problem, question mark, is no matter how good Moxley and Daniel Bryan had it, the only thing I remember about that match is that's when fucking William Regal showed up. And if everything that they did went right out the window for that match was deadly because William Regal showed up.
I can see. I can see that. I can see that too.
Yeah, that's kind of what Batman was saying.
Yeah, like it's not a problem because it's fucking William Regal showed up us. Like,
right.
Awesome.
It's all good. Everything is good. We're good.
Yeah, like, it's just that if I have to be a problem, that's what my problem is. You guys had a great match, and nobody's going to think about the match compared to Angry Dad.
Valid.
I thought it was great. I was just like, when I saw the meme, I'm like, that's perfect. But no, I just see what you're saying because it was a great match. And I think this is kind of what Fatman was trying to put over at this point, but he did it very
Fat Manny.
Not right. Fatman did. There you go. Yes. I still think it deserved to be on the pay-per-view, the William Regal payoff, but it should have happened when they refused to shake hands and not agreeing the beating up of each other. Like if you put the situation with Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, where he went for to shake the hand and he said no. So in this case, Daniel put the hand out.
Twice on the same card.
No, that's true. But
damn it, D'Lo!
What I'm saying is you should say that for this match, go for the handshake, say no, and then have Regal come out.
This is my problem here now is the whole Jericho fucking Eddie Kingston thing was about the handshake at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't do the same thing.
No, like the booking was.
And they used it on the wrong fucking match is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Fair. I mean, I will give that a credence. But here's my issue, if anything, with the match, is that where are we going from here? Are we doing a tag team now?
Yes.
God damn it. Do we have enough tag teams?
The preview for tonight is the boys are teaming up for the first time ever, and William Regal's going to be their manager in the corner. That's the preview for Dynamite tonight / 3 days ago.
I don't know what Chip's doing, but it's weird. So my problem is that, and I can't believe I'm saying this at an AEW show, but they have too many tag teams. They have too many high-profile tag teams and only one set of belts. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they have enough
They need trios titles.
Yeah,
But,
they do.
I mean, realistically, they need 2 sets of trio titles. One for main roster and one for NXT Dark that's coming up. Like,
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ring of Honor / NXT trios
no,
titles.
Ring of Honor is going to be their own. Like, the Ring.
Yeah, but you have to bridge that gap.
Now, Tony Khan is just going to pick and choose who's going to fuck off in Ring of Honor. And it's fine because it's already there to go have your fun and do your indie show. You know what I mean?
I want to point out that Deonna Purrazzo is is the Ring of Honor World Champion under an AEW banner with a contract from Impact.
Mm-hmm.
All that is
Well
true.
done.
Swerve life.
Also, who debuted on this show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks to Tony Schiavone going, I wonder who's going to sign this wonderful contract. Who could it be?
It blows my mind that he's still wearing that earring.
Wait a second. Who could it be? Is it possibly the man that's on my clipboard with huge letters that says Swerve? No, that can't possibly be it. Who is it?
We all know how terrible Shivani is when it comes to like being subtle about something.
Jesus.
And the funny thing was, I totally forgot about Swerve Strickland. I totally forgot about him, honestly.
Dude, well, WWE casted him to the wayside like idiots when he was white hot and they just brought him to the fucking main roster.
Oh my God.
The fucking
Seriously.
stupid. That was stupid. I'm sorry. Shane Strickland is a fucking star. He always has been and will always
Since
will
Lucha
be.
Underground.
Yeah. Lucha Underground. Every indie booking he took up to that point, up to the point he got signed, fucking choice.
I have a question, actually, to all of you. And Ryan disappeared, so I don't know what he's doing. But anyways, so if it wasn't for the money that Vince McMahon pays WWE superstars, would people stay around like, say, Kevin Owens, who stayed, Ricochet, who stayed, Sami Zayn, who stayed, people that couldn't make their name bigger anywhere else, Ben Balor, another one. I mean,
it's not just the money, though. With WWE, you don't just get money, though. You get a maximum level of exposure you can't get anywhere else.
Nowhere else.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. And he picked a very interesting set of names. Sammy's not going anywhere until they throw his ass out of there. Because Sammy's entire livelihood was making it to WWE.
Yep.
Kevin was only going to stay if Sammy stayed.
Kevin,
and vice versa.
And also, you got to think about this with Kevin Owens too. He's also in a different stage of his life. He's sort of like, he reminds me of AJ Styles. AJ Styles doesn't feel the need to do anything else because he's AJ Styles and he has kids. He's a family man, so he's in a place that's comfortable for him and his family situation. And he doesn't really feel the need to grind anymore in another company. There's no need for that. He's already done what he needs to do. I get that same kind of vibe with Kevin Owens. It's just like, yeah, there's more that I could accomplish that I haven't done so far. And would I be probably a more reputable person in AEW? Absolutely. But I got a family, and WWE is paying me a big, nasty, stinking, filthy bag. And I'm just going to stay here.
7 figures plus a shit ton of merch.
Yeah, and exposure. You're on TV every fucking week, just about.
Yeah.
Plus, you're going to have the KO show on WrestleMania.
Yeah,
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Kevin.
Hard to give that up.
And with all due respect to everybody else that he talked about, you know, in terms of Ricochet and whatnot, who's got a segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
all I'm saying, the boy's got drawing power, and he's doing things that he's never probably dreamed of with people that
he's fucking amazing,
idolized his entire life.
And his kid Owen is marking out every fucking night when he's on.
That's why I'm saying, like, he reminds me so much of AJ Styles in the regard that, like, I'm just doing this now for my kids. Like, I don't really care about any more of the proverbial brass rings or accomplishments that are left on the table. Like, I'm in a good situation and I'm making the best out of it.
He knew what it took to make money in the business. And it's a standing... What the hell are you making over there, Chet?
Where it sounds like fried chicken.
We can hear all of that.
Sorry. I'm making dinner for me and my wife.
How dare you? and not
I know,
feed me
dinner,
as well.
I got dinner cooking right now. I'm getting text messages like, hurry up.
Hurry the fuck up. God damn it.
Sorry, my bad.
It's all good. We gotta finish this up anyway. We've gone way over an hour. So we'll have to save your interview for another show, Christian. So
That's fine. We'll do a part 2.
absolutely.
Let's go, Adam. Adam sucks.
Yes. Who won? Adam or Adam?
No, Adam won.
I'm pretty sure Adam won.
I think you're a fucking liar.
I think
No,
you need to
Adam.
watch your TV more. You got to watch the fucking product.
Watch the product.
Nobody won.
No.
Nobody won.
Not the
fans
participants
sure did
nor
not.
the watchers.
The fans did not win.
Okay.
The fans took a fat L. We took a fat L to the face.
Okay, first off, can I almost compliment Hangman Adam Page on having a Big E style world title run?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Said the man with bootios in his background. I mean, you got bootios in one end, Adam Page up top, and Chip with
Good thing
the
I changed my
reverse
New Day
Bryan
shirt that I
Danielson
wore
shirt.
earlier during stream. Good thing I changed.
Hey, there you go. Here's my problem with Adam Page, is that he's really not had any reason to care after he won the title.
Yep.
And I think part of the reason why that was the case is that they rushed it to get it off of Kenny because Kenny was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's done a lot of damage to him.
They should have gave it to Brian.
I don't think they should have given it to Brian, but I do think they should have given it to somebody else.
Yeah, I think the reason why Adam Page got it by default, though, is because they were building up on that 3-year storyline and were waiting for that final payoff. And they were like, we got to pay it off. Like, we can't not cash in on the Adam Page situation because everyone's been clamoring and waiting for this. So I get it in that regard. But I think when it got to that point, it was just like, I don't think people expected it to be as an underwhelming title reign as it has been.
I'd agree. And I think the problem is after this is that look at his quality of opponents.
True.
I mean, you've got the people that came in on a big stage, came down to here for some of them. Some of the matches he's had were against people that had no shot.
Yeah,
you looked at it and you
absolutely.
went, no way
Absolutely.
they're going to put it on this guy after Adam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of been a line of, I don't care. And there's
that Lance Archer situation just blew me out of the water. I was like, this is whack.
yeah. Honestly, they should have put it on him.
Yeah,
That fucking kills me to this goddamn day.
They
that was whack.
absolutely, yeah, they absolutely should have put the title on him because that
That
man,
was really, really cool, actually. Even if he just held it for fucking 2
a
months.
little bit as a transitional champ.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing with AEW, though. That's one thing that they haven't had a transitional champ. All their champions have had lengthy reigns.
yeah, because they're trying to establish the title.
Yeah, they're really trying to.
You forget Cody Rhodes exists, do you?
Did he have the?
He never had the world title.
He never had the heavyweight. He only had TNT.
Where you just said transitional champions, I took it as all belts.
Oh no!
Oh
no,
yeah,
he-
well, he's the
I
king of
think he was
transitional.
heavyweight. Oh yeah, for sure. The TNT, they're just like whatever. Like that was. That one's like,
You're done. Are you coming by this week? Here you go, TNT title.
changed like the 3rd time. Like, why is there 3 different fucking versions of this belt already? It's been out like a year. Like, come on, relax, guys.
Okay, to be fair, the first time it changed was kind of because one of them died.
Okay,
Just throwing that out there. Just yo,
that's the only acceptable one. But like, come on, why do we need more renditions after that? It's
because
still-
Miro is a thing. Oh wait, is he?
Yes,
Where the hell has he been? He should
Exact-
come back and take the belt off Adam Page.
Get in line, sir. Get in line.
Just anyone take
I
the belt off
forgot he was
Adam
part of
Page.
the company.
Right?
Just
Anyone take it off.
anybody. Can somebody please come here and beat
Someone
Adam
please
Page?
handle Adam Page.
Does anybody in this locker room want to beat Adam Page here tonight, please?
Dude.
Hey, Joe Gacy. Hey, you got some time? We could use you over here at AEW.
You leave that wonderful man alone. He's doing
comes in,
God's work in NXT.
well,
he
I will
is.
hear
Actually,
nothing
now
negative.
that you mention it, I do have a bit of spare time. You know,
I just come over, grab it, bring it back. It's fine. I can be referred to as a world champion in another company.
Dude,
just like Mickey James. And just leave it like that.
Mickey James.
Hardcore country.
Dude, I just don't know. I don't know what the direction is here. I don't know what we're supposed to be. What are we waiting for?
I don't think they know the direction.
I agree with that. I think, and
Before I thought we were waiting for MJF to take the belt off him.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think we're waiting for CM Punk and Eddie Kingston to have a fucking rematch, and whoever is going to win that is going to fight Payne.
I can see that.
yeah,
I can see
No,
that.
I'm not against that.
I can see that.
I just want Eddie Kingston to win a title, just so I can say he won a fucking title. Now go retire.
Yeah, just let him win the TNT title. Let him be a transitional real quick.
He's
And then,
already
you know,
Grand Champion. He don't need another title.
He was Chicago Grand Champion for a while too.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
because Chicago died for
Sammy
that.
Guevara doesn't need that belt anymore. It's not helping him.
I'm channeling Fatman. Fuck your car.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Sammy Guevara doesn't need the TNT title. He's elevated far enough.
Do you know when he won
Someone
it?
else to be elevated.
Do you remember when he won it?
No.
Weeks ago?
He won it in Rochester.
Well, he needs to lose
Sorry,
it.
us in Pennsylvania don't know that.
He needs to lose it wherever the fuck
He needs
Now-
to lose it wherever
Okay,
the next
so-
location is. Lose that shit.
Dynamite is now technically scheduled to air in an hour 3 days ago. The rumor I saw online was Ethan Page is beating him tonight, and Ethan Page is going to end up being a transitional champion to Wardlow.
Oh, I would love that. I would love Ethan Page Wardlow. Sign me up. Take my money now.
He's not. It's not just confidence. It's all ego.
I enjoy Ethan Page. I think he doesn't need to be under Dan Lambert. There's no reason.
They're so good
Right?
together.
He doesn't need to be under Dan Lambert. He doesn't need him.
He might not need him, but let Dan Lambert get all the super heat for the boys. So when Dan Lambert eventually gets canceled, the boys still have most of the super heat.
I can see that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
just
makes
a question of when.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not if, it's going to be when.
That makes sense.
If we're talking about Dan Lambert's UFC crew, can we talk about how boring the UFC main event was with the Jorge Masvidal?
Absolutely not. Get the fuck out
I
of
know.
here.
No, I mean, we could talk about the fact that two people working into an angle of hating each other for a payoff in the main event. We don't believe in talking about that stuff. Yeah, that's right. Never
No,
mind.
fuck this shit. We're journalists, damn it. We're fucking journalists. We got to wrap this up. So, Christian, can you put yourself over?
I sure will. As I said, it's your boy CHam. You already know you can't spell champion without it. You can find me on all social media at CHam Mad Good. That's on everything. And if you want to find some podcasts that me and my gang publish, you can find us at pushstartmedianetwork.com or wherever you consume your podcastios.
Excellent. Ryan, do you have anything to plug?
I always plug our the wrestling show on Reddit.
Thank you. Chip?
Yes.
Fuck you. You plugged twice. No, go ahead, Chip.
But how often do I put your show over on my podcast?
Now I'm going to cut you right the fuck off.
Anyways, you can follow me at the Sports Guru 728 on Twitter. Also, the Best Darn Sports Show Period 2 goes live every Tuesday night at 9:30. You can find us now on Spotify and soon to be iTunes as well.
Nice.
Sick.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. So with super thanks to CM to come on the show.
Pleasure being here.
And as always, thanks to Ryan. And I don't even know how to do this. So for Sleazy,
Pennsylvania Fest, fuck Kenny Omega, fuck Dave Meltzer, and a hot dog belongs on a bun, not a roll.
I'll let that go. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain of the game. The blood shedding your name.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.